Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Music and Moonsalts. I am your host, Chris Bordine, and joining me today, he only lies when he loves you. It's my brother, Kyle. Kyle, what's up? We're in person.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
It's kind of weird.
It is a little bit, but I mean, you live now you live a little bit further away, but I mean.
Yeah, I live like 20 minutes away now.
Yeah.
It used to be like 10.
Yeah, but
So
figure why not?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little
cramped.
a little
but
snug, but it's not terrible.
No.
So,
Maybe we could figure something out for the next one.
right?
I got ideas.
Okay.
So
Sweet. Kyle's here, and we're here to talk about an old album, but this one's not that old. This is only a 5-year-old album.
it's kind of crazy. It's only 5 years though.
It is. But it's the second album from the band Royal Blood. How Did We Get So Dark, which I have here, the vinyl. And then I just want to show you. This was really cool. I don't know. So this is how I kind of remember things, so I remember hearing the first single off the first album on the radio and like being like, wow, I really like this band. But and then after hearing Out of the Black a bunch of times, I actually went and YouTubed them, and then that's when I realized that it was a 2-person band, and instead of like a guitar player and a drummer, it was a bass player and a drummer.
I'm pretty sure the way that I found out about them was just from you.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, okay. That's why I was double.
I didn't really hear him on the radio that I remember. It was like you texted me. It was like, hey,
yeah,
you need to check these guys out.
Yeah.
It's a bass player and a drummer.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. And I remember, I was still listening to a lot of radio at the terrestrial radio at the time. And that's how, Out of the Black, they played that quite a bit on the riff. I remember.
Yep.
And
because after you told me about them, I started hearing it more often. It's like when somebody buys a car that you know.
Right.
You start seeing that car everywhere.
Right.
It's the same with music, it seems. At least to me.
Right. Yeah.
So.
And so that album came out in 2014. We saw them in 2015. They opened for the Foo Fighters.
Yes, they did.
And it was like, okay, no, this is one of my bands now. For sure.
A little wet, but
a little bit. Yeah, it was a little rainy that day. And then fast forward to 2017, and they're like, hey, we're releasing a new album, and I got super stoked. I pre-ordered the deluxe vinyl edition.
Is that colored vinyl? I can't remember.
It is not colored.
Not colored.
No, it is not colored vinyl. I don't think. I don't remember. I don't believe so, though. But it's cool. It came the vinyl, and then it also came with the CD with this cool little
I forgot about that little
envelope thingy here.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. And because at the time I had a CD player in my car still, so it was like, sweet, I can listen to the CD in the car.
Most people did.
And then it also came with a little 45 with 2 extra songs that are pretty good. We're not going to talk about those today because, most people, unless you bought this, have never heard those songs. So, and then there's the... Oh, it is colored. Yeah, you're right.
It's clear, isn't it? Or it's just white.
Yeah, no, it's clear.
It's clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah. So.
Honestly, to me, there's nothing cooler than like the special edition colored vinyls.
Yeah. No,
Whether it's clear like that, or
if
like,
I can swing it and it's not like a huge price difference, or if it's not coming from a retailer that I've had problems with in the past, then I will always opt for the special color edition vinyl.
Pretty much every vinyl that I personally own is colored.
Yeah.
Like I think I have the colored Dynasty. I have the green.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah. Anyways.
Getting off track.
So the album, this album, How Did We Get So Dark, was released on June 16th, 2017. And I remember I got this in the mail, and that weekend later, I went up to Mikkel's parents' house because that was the weekend she was moving down. So right around that time. And I remember I played this album while we were like, after we had got all her stuff in my apartment and she was kind of setting things how she wanted it. I'm like, all right, well, you do your thing. I'm just going to sit here, listen to this album and call me when you need me.
I'm going to rock out.
Yeah. So, what do you, what are your overall thoughts on this album?
It's a great album. It's a great follow-up to an awesome first album. I mean, a little bit more production in this one, a little bit more in the way of like backing vocals, different sounds, different,
Yeah, you can definitely tell there's a progression from the first album, which is pretty bare bones. Just the two of them and that's it. And then this one, like you said, there's a little bit more. There's some keyboards on some songs, and some background vocals and stuff. And then, Typhoons that came out last year, the tour that by the time you're seeing this, it'd be about 2 months ago, we saw them in concert. I'm sure it was awesome, but that they progressed even more with the increased production and stuff like that. But yeah, I really dig this album. I like it better than the first album, and I love the first album, but I think this one's just top to bottom a more solid record.
I haven't listened to the new one nearly as much, but this one for me is my favorite of the three.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, just we'll just go ahead and so the first little bit we heard from the album was the first single, Lights Out, which was released in April, so a couple months before it was the album was released. And what do you think of this song? It was great.
It was great. Yeah, I really don't have any. I mean, it was very.
This is one of those ones you're talking about too, where with the going in the chorus where there's the
but it's very it's kind of like in your face.
Yes.
Like it really just like hits.
The video is really wicked too.
Yes. I very much like the music video for that. Perfect first single. Perfect way to just be like, hey, got a new album coming out. Check this out.
I remember.
Boom.
I remember when it came out. I'm sure I played the video at band practice one time, and it was just like, I'm so ready for this album.
When this album came out, I would still go down and play the drums to music. Don't do that so much anymore. And I remember it's actually before this came out. I had pre-ordered it on iTunes, and only like a few songs had been released.
Yeah,
but I played through those songs over and over again, especially this one.
Yeah,
love this song.
And then the second single, which came out like a week before the album was released, was "I Only Lie When I Love You." This song is more like the first album, than Lights Out was. Just a straight ahead, less than 3 minutes, just in and out. Got a real good groove to it. I like how he plays the riff and then he sings a line, and he plays the riff and sings a line, that kind of back and forth. So
it's very, very driven by the drum beat.
Yes, very.
The whole song,
very much. What do you think of Ben's drumming overall?
I think it's great. It's awesome. It very much fits.
You being the drummer,
it very much fits this style. It's not, he can do all of the crazy, fills, all that crap, but he knows this music doesn't require that.
Right.
It's very straightforward, very just, so it very much it meshes very well with the bass / guitar
Mm-hmm.
sound and everything. Yeah. So I'm a drummer, but I can't really get that much in depth with my thoughts on that. Sorry.
So some of the other songs we're talking about here, the lead track on the album, "How Did We Get So Dark," the title track, it's a really good opening song. I just love how, and I don't know exactly how he does it because he's kind of secretive about it. Like, I know that it's Mike, the bass player and singer. Somehow he splits the signal of his bass, and one goes to a bass amp, one goes to a guitar amp. But then there's other stuff, pedals and stuff like that, a way that to get that his sound, and it's amazing. Like
I'm pretty sure his bass has 2 outputs.
I think now
it has 2. Now maybe probably not when they first started out or whatever. But yeah, he's got 2 outputs now, and so each pickup
does something different.
And because I feel like there's times I've noticed where it's like real heavy into like the guitar tone, the guitarish tone.
Yeah,
so it's almost like he's got like a kill pedal on the bass part that boom cuts the bass out so he can do his like little solo-y type stuff.
Yeah, well, because especially to be able to sing, play the parts, and then do that.
Yeah.
Like you're like we'll go down towards the end of the album here. Hook, Line, and Sinker. That's a perfect example. He's singing, and some of the lines in the verses are a mouthful, and it's like a dun 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 dun, and the first note is both guitar and bass, but then the dun 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 is just the guitar tone, and it's like how you go about doing that. Obviously when they recorded it, I'm sure he played it and then he sang it.
That's honestly
but they played it live when we saw him on this tour, and it was like I don't.
That's honestly like some that's some like singing drummer type stuff. Like it takes a lot to be able to sing on key. If you've got the click in your head, keep time with the click, keep that going, and do 4 other different things at the same time.
Right.
It's not the easiest thing in the world.
No.
Not that singing and playing any instrument is necessarily easy, but yeah, to be able to like you said, do any pedal switching and play these different parts and sing all of these, mouthful lyrics, just it's incredible. Just goes to show that much, like how much talent he has, but they both have, is to be able to do all this. It's insane.
Yeah.
Makes me jealous.
Yeah, so How Did We Get So Dark was the first song, then Lights Out, I Only Lie When I Love You. She's Creeping is probably my least favorite song on the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say.
You Look Like You Know is a good song. Where Are You Now is one of my 2 or 3 favorite songs on the album. It's the that's the song they opened with. We saw them open for Queens of the Stone Age on this tour cycle, like 2 or 3 weeks before my wedding, and yeah, they opened with this song, and it opens with a nice and then I love the end of the song where it changes,
Yeah.
It don't taste like you. just a really cool song. And that was a really good opener too. I remember when they came on stage and he just started ripping into that, and I was like, oh, here we go. And then and Don't Tell. It's a nice nice slower tempo song. He gets to show like the higher ends of Mike's vocal range in this song a little bit.
A lot of falsetto.
A lot of falsetto in this song. And we mentioned Hook, Line, and Sinker. And then Hole in Your Heart is probably my favorite song on the album. This is the one that's got some keyboards in it at the beginning. In fact, they played this one live, and he had the keyboard right there next to him, and he played the opening part. And I really love the choruses because it's like the verses is, you know, him on the keyboard, and it's kind of, you know, it's not soft by any means, but it's, you know, it's keyboard and vocals, and then the chorus kicks in, and it's just like it's just the gnarliest tone you can think of. And I just love that song so much. I hope, they played it live. I'm just gonna call it now. And then it ends with Sleep, which is again a little bit slower, but I really like this song too. I love the chorus. It's a really great chorus, and then I love how it ends too, where he's just like, bah, bah, I don't wanna sleep, bah, bah. And then it just kind of ends. Nice tight 34 minutes 25 seconds album here. So
for 10 songs being that.
I
mean, because you've got 2 songs that are under 3 minutes, and quite a few songs that are barely over 3 minutes. So.
I mean, the longest song is Sleep. It's 4:16. So I mean, that's the only song that's over 4 minutes. So
all songs that would be good for radio.
Yes. Yes. I should mention, how did we do? But I don't remember. I remember Lights Out. I remember I Only Lie When I Love You being played a little bit, and then maybe it's because I stopped listening to radio as much or what. But then they also released How Did We Get So Dark in October of 2017, and then Hole in Your Heart was released as a single in March of 2018.
How Did We Get So Dark? I do hear on the radio.
Okay.
Because I do listen to the riff every once in a while.
Okay.
Just when I'm driving, I don't want to hook up the Bluetooth for my phone. And that's. I want to say that's the one Royal Blood song that I hear most often now.
Really?
Is that one? Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Alrighty. But I mean, guys, seriously, check this album out. Check out Royal Blood. They're one of the bands, one of the newer bands that I kind of, any chance I get, I kind of beat the drum for. It's them and Mammoth now, where it's just like they are the two new bands where I'm like, yep. And like, it's weird to even call Royal Blood a new band now, because they're almost, I mean, we're 8 years now since the first album came out, so you know, they're almost 10 years old already. But I mean, compared to everything else I listen to, they're still new.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So yeah. Is there anything else, Kyle?
No, I think that's about it.
Awesome. Yes. All right. Cool. You can. So you just go to musicandmoonsalts.com. I mean, you're already here watching this, but maybe you're not. Maybe you're listening. You can go to musicandmoonsalts.com. That'll take you right to my YouTube page, and you can subscribe there. If you're watching, you can go to any podcast platform, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever, and just search Music and Moonsalts on there, and you can listen. You know, maybe you don't want to look at us. Maybe you just want to hear us talk about music. You know, so maybe you're into it. I don't know. You can follow me on Twitter at IbanezChris. I'm on there quite a bit. You can see, check out what my hurdle score is. I'm assuming I'll still be doing hurdle in June.
Oh yeah, I haven't missed a day since I started. So
post that every day, and I'm always either talking about music or wrestling. So Kyle,
that's about right. I don't do it as often as what I'd like to, but I do sometimes stream on Twitch, twitch.tv /Kyler_gaming. And then you can follow me on Twitter at Kyler_gaming. Really don't tweet that often on there. Real bad at the social media stuff. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
awesome. All right, guys. Till next time. See ya.